You guys all ready?
I think so.
All right.
John, were you going to lead or you want me to?
I can, whatever you like.
All right, you go ahead then.
We'll call the meeting to order. We're all here but Mr. Springer today, and he's at other business. We have any general public comment today? No public comment. We'll adopt the adoption of the regular board meeting minutes and July and July special meeting minutes. Is there any corrections you want to make, Quentin?
I don't have any corrections, John. I would move that we approve those minutes as written.
I think, John, you'd have to second.
A second.
Okay.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes as sent out for July, the meeting minutes and the special meeting. Is any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. The next thing is the staff report,
Yes, sir.
July invoices.
Yes, sir. Can you guys see my screen?
We can.
That's August staff report. Okay. We did our postings to our social media pages. Now that we are live streaming on Zoom, we have those up there. We got coverage from the Daily Sentinel on our grant cycle being opened. We posted the meeting minutes and the meeting agenda, and our YouTube channel has all of our meetings that we recorded up to date on there as well. So you can check that out and see that. Again, for the media, it was just the Daily Sentinel put a notice in their briefs on August 5th that we had opened our grant cycle on August 1st. We have $200,000 available for the fall grant cycle, and grants are due September 4th. We have no grants payable at this time. And our invoices for July are for Dusty Reimer, invoice 149 for services and supplies for $3,789.97. Dufford Waldeck, invoice 21268 for $1,897. And I Bailey invoice for $3,896.04. And our upcoming events are the fall grants due September 4th. Our board meeting with presentations is scheduled for September 16th. We are going to try and work to see if we can have them in person, and if not, we can do them via Zoom. Our board meeting with grant awards is scheduled for October 21st, and then in October, we will begin the budgeting process for 2021. We are anticipating to get our disbursement check pretty much any day starting now and through the end of September. And just to note, we did submit our budget on time with the auditor, and so we are good to go.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
So do we do a motion to approve these, or?
Yes.
I would move we approve the staff report and the invoices.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0.
All right.
And review of the financials for July.
For the balance sheet as of July 31st, our fund balance has $641,484.19. And then our permanent fund has $1,706,199.72. The grants payable account has $200,000, and we're showing a net loss of $193,214.85. And moving on to our profit and loss, we have $852 of legal fees in July, contract services of $3,750, dues and memberships of $39.97, unrealized gain of $62,789.43, interest earned of 9 cents, dividend income of $574.87, and investment fees of $3,268.96 for a net income of $55,453.46. And under AP aging summary, we have $50,000 for the city of Fruta and $150,000 for the Grand Junction Police Department.
Okay.
And lastly, for the budget to actual, it looks like we're still under the budget for outside services by $39,227, as well as for auditing expenses, insurance, and advertising expenses. We're all still under the budget on that. And the rest is pretty much the same as prior month. That's it.
That's it. You have any questions, Quint, about it?
No, John. Thank you, Christine.
So did you make a motion to approve it, Quint?
I would move that we approve the financials as presented.
Second? Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. Review of investment account for July.
Matt, I think you should be able to screen share.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Thanks. How'd you know I was going to ask that?
I knew.
So the balance as always is, let's see, can you guys see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay. So balance is actually 1.751 million as of close yesterday. And so a gain of 263,000 since inception. So we're doing really well. Markets have bounced back nicely. And here's our current allocation on the right, which is basically about 60% equity. So I actually did a rebalance for you guys on Monday. I'm sorry, was there a question? Nope. Okay, I did a rebalance on Monday, and so what I wanted to do is just show a little bit about how this works and kind of the value of what we added by doing rebalancing for you just throughout this kind of dip in the market. So like here's the allocation on March 9th, which is basically right before the week we started doing a rebalance, and you can see markets had already started to go down. So the equity allocation there is about 53.9%. And also, if you remember, our target or our maximum amount of equity that we can have in the portfolio is 65. So we were up there in the 60s, and then when markets started selling off is when that equity piece started to shrink. So what we did is over the next week, so I'm going to go a week out now, March 17th, we did a rebalance, which basically means we're just going to sell bonds and buy more stock. And that's because we want to get our allocation back up there. So we did that. We moved it back up, and we were at 61.4% equity. And that worked out really well because now from March 17th, and that was really good timing actually too, because March 17th wasn't the absolute bottom, but it was pretty close. I think the lowest point was like March 23rd, 24th. And then from there, it's been coming roaring back. So as of last week, this is last Friday, our equity allocation had been up to 66.4, which is actually above our investment policy statement. And that's okay. We talked about that in past meetings, how if it gets up there, we can, I think, give it a quarter to correct. And so what we did on Monday was basically a rebalance to put us back down inside of the investment allocation to go to 60%. So if you're wondering where the value is there, here's what this looks like in terms of some of the trades we did. And I apologize if this is a little small, but basically, look at the dates here on the left. Can you guys see my mouse on the screen? No, can't see the mouse. Okay, that's okay. On the left column there, you have the date. So it's in reverse order. So go to the bottom left there. On March 10th, we bought VEA, which is an international equity fund, And then on the 11th, we sold 3 bond funds. So that's what I was saying is we sold out of fixed income. And then we turned around and bought stock with those sales on the 12th and on the 17th. And the value of all those, it was about $122,000 shift from bonds to stock. So here's the prices, what I've circled in red. So if you look at like this stock on the very top line, that SPTM, that's just a total market stock fund. But when we sold out of the bonds and bought into that, the price was $30.11 a share. When we basically reduced that allocation, now it was at $41.36. So we had a huge gain on those. And I kind of just summarized this. This is the value of the securities we bought minus what the ones we sold. So some of the bonds were up too, but I guess the long and the short of that is just by doing this rebalance for you guys added over $41,000 of value to the portfolio we otherwise wouldn't have had if we'd kind of just let the allocation stay. So it was a really good move, and I'm really happy with how that went. Oh, there you go. Can you see my mouse now?
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. So that's down here. These are those prices I was talking about. And then here's where these are each of the securities that we basically sold out of the bonds and bought the stocks. So if nothing else, I think it's just worth showing that that doing these rebalances added a lot of value. And now we've shifted back. So we have some room to go. If markets keep going up, great. We can keep riding that out in equities. And if not, we've already scaled back the equity allocation, so it shouldn't have as much risk in the portfolio. So I feel pretty good about how everything is gone. I have some market update stuff but I kind of just leave that up questions. If anybody wants to talk about portfolio or questions, what they think what the market's going to do, I'm happy to answer those, but otherwise I'll pass it back to Dusty.
Matt, what do you see happening between now and election? Do you see it dipping back down a little bit?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's probably when I get, at least several times a day, right? Is the election is, I guess I really can't say for sure. I mean, nobody knows. It's kind of baffling because everybody, it's Democrats and Republicans are asking me that, like, okay, if taxes go up, is the market going to go down? And yet the market's been going up pretty consistently. And I think if there's one thing a point I want to drive home, it's that, the stock market is a long-term investment vehicle, right? And so if I look at the P/E of the market right now, it's about 22 times earnings, 22, 23, kind of depending on how you're looking at it. And so flip that now and look at the earnings yield of the market. So the inverse of 22, we're 4 to 5%. I guess what I would take that to mean is that if I buy a stock today, I'm paying only 4 to 5% of that price is for the next year's earnings, right? And that means 95% of the price I'm paying for stocks is for the earnings I'm going to get over the next, 20 years or so. So I think what's going on is the market's really discounting the next 6 months. And I think rightfully so. There could be some pullback from election. There could be some pullback from just increased coronavirus over the next 6, maybe even 12 or 18 months. But that's such a small piece of the long-term cash flows of the stock. And then I think what you have to look at is what does the next 19 years look like, right? And that's where, the fact that the government's basically putting $2 to $3 trillion of stimulus into the economy is going to have a huge effect. And I think that's why we've seen the market come roaring back so quickly, and why everybody who's asked me, is there the potential for a sell-off again this year? I think the answer is yes, but I wouldn't want to gamble on that, because I think the long-term upside of getting left behind could be more painful than what we would want. So long answer, but does that answer kind of the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't sit on your hands.
Yeah. In fact, the next chart I had was showing the amount of guess the money supply, the M1 and M2 money supply, and it has just shot up. And one of the things that's different from 2008, 2009 stimulus is that this is liquid money that's going into the hands of businesses and consumers. So if you look at most of the bailout funds from the financial crisis, that went to banks and they really just sat on it. It was to shore up their balance sheets. It didn't quite get out into the economy. And right now we're just having cash injections to people who can go out and spend more now. So I think the big concern is, well, how are we going to pay this off? Are we going to have to increase taxes, which would be, would cause economic slowdown for sure. I don't think taxes have a chance at being able to pay all this off. You'd have to tax everybody, everything, and it's just not, it's not possible. I think inflation is going to be the way that this is going to get paid off in the years to come. So again, I think if nothing else, stocks are where we want to be, in my opinion, especially given the long-term nature of our cause, that this is a permanent fund. So.
Any comments, Quint?
No, I don't.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Your presentation was way better than mine when I do it.
I don't know about that. Just the golf outfits.
I liked it.
So it says review and possible approval of bylaws. Do we want to wait for when Craig is back to do that, or go through it, or we need to get it done now? Chris, you think, if we're going to do it?
Well, you are going to do grant awards in September, correct, Dusty?
No, presentations.
Oh, presentations. Okay. Well, if you're not going to do presentation or awards till October, you can table this if you want to bring it back on a date when Craig is going to be here, just in case there's further discussion or comments that the board as a whole wants to engage in. That's fine.
Are we making any changes that would affect the applications?
I don't think so.
We already did that, didn't we?
The main let me back up a second. I was going to bring it up. The main changes are to, you've already approved the changes to the grant applications. A lot of this is sort of backfilling what we've already planned on doing, which is just clarifying that how you score applications is committed to the discretion of the board. And I don't see, Dusty, grants are going to be awarded in October.
Yes, sir.
And I think you can approve all of this in September. I don't see that being a problem for the board. A lot of this is just housekeeping stuff for the most part about scoring methodology and complete applications and that sort of stuff. Ideally, it'd be good to get this stuff done ahead of time, but I think it's probably important that you have all three board members present.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Mr. Springer's usually got good input on these items also. Is that okay with you, Quint?
Good with me. I move we wait to approve the new bylaw or the bylaw changes until the next meeting in September.
Second. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 2-0.
Review that next time.
And I guess we're to unscheduled business. You have anything, Quint?
Do not.
I don't either. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
At 3:22.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I'm sure tell Mr. Springer how quickly it went.
Yeah.
I think we do that every time he misses a meeting.
You run.
I was going to say that the way things are going with the smoke that I'm seeing outside my window, the district may want to just adopt a standing policy that all of its grants need to go towards firefighting equipment.
Yeah, we have somebody in favor of that.
The way things are going right now, that may be a good community investment.
Yeah.
Oh my
We
goodness.
can definitely use some assistance with some apparatus so we can get out there with our personnel, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, what we really need is some help from Mother Nature.
Yeah, Mother Nature would drop some, not a flash flood, but kind of a steady drizzle for a few days, maybe
Oh,
like a week.
that'd be glorious. I miss rain.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys stay safe and stay healthy. It's getting hard to breathe.
Yeah, I don't know. I told my wife it's too dangerous to go to work this morning. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
You guys.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
everybody.
Take care.
Matt, I'll give you a call right now.